Welcome to what we are, episode 95 of Combe TV. We're getting close to that 100, aren't we? But dilly evening to you all. I hope you are all well. I'm still recovering from 3 days on the mic for the British Motor Show over the weekend. Goodness me, that's taken out of me, I can tell you. 3 days in the middle of the Bridgestone Motorsport Arena on the mic with the blazing sun. Not much coverage, as you can see, and I did eventually remember my hat, but it was absolutely amazing. So much stuff to see. Drifting. Bizz was there, who we're going to see at the Autumn Action Day as well. Just so much action with there. We had auto solo. We had mountain bike stunts. We had, my highlight personally was Castle Combe Racing Club in full effect. We had the Castle Combe Power Hour, and thank you to Castle Combe Racing Club. Kat worked really, really hard in the background because she didn't come into the middle, which is a shame, but because that would have been lovely. But we had David Campion from Wiltshire College there, of course. We had Nathan Sutton and the MGZR. We had Justin Holloway and the golf liveried Clio. We had Jake Humphrey. Didn't have his car out, that was on the stand, but we had him out there anyway, and it was absolutely epic, as well as some karters of different ages. Citroen 2CV showing how exciting their racing is. Thank you to those guys. Absolutely epic. It really, really was. So, yes, I'm still trying to recover from that, in all honesty, but great to catch up with you all. Seeing the messages already coming in. Don't forget, put your comments, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or even on the Visual PR LinkedIn page. Drop it in. Evening all, says Caroline Sutton. Hello, Caroline. Lovely to hear from you. Tim Perry, I saw him there as well. He was in full effect as well, representing the Orange Army. Thank you to all of you that showed up for that as well. Evening, everyone. Dilly, dilly. Another race day incoming. Dilly, dilly indeed, mate. And it really is. Bank Holiday Monday, we got race day, and we're going to preview that and the fact that it's the 30th anniversary of the Castle Combe Saloon Car Championship. Unbelievable. Really is epic, that, to be fair. Adam Clark says, evening Dorsey from sunny and warm southern Italy. Can't wait for Monday. That's a long trip, mate. Working post 6 with the two Joes. Bring it on. Bless you, mate. I hope you're enjoying southern Italy. Don't rub it in that it's sunny and warm down there. I had a lovely daddy-daughter day, or afternoon, sorry, should I say, today. I took a paddle boarding up at the Cotswold Water Park, which obviously is just up the road from me here in North Swindon. And it was really cold, really windy. So we had to, of course, enjoy a crepe and a hot chocolate afterwards with all the marshmallows and cream and stuff. You know me, you got to do it just to keep the daughter happy. Shucks. But good to hear you'll be back, mate. Ben Hayward, hello, mate. He says, hello, looking forward very, very much as ever to getting out there again on Monday. I love seeing that you're back out there again, mate. You need to be, because actually you're doing all right in the championship, aren't you, buddy? So make sure you're out there. Can't wait. Back out in the Mini. You're having a whale of a time. You're living not just your dream, mate, but so many of us as well. So keep up the great work. Now, I'm going to let you into a little secret that I'm a little bit nervous because neither of my guests are here yet. I don't know where they are. There's nothing I can do about it, and hopefully they'll just suddenly go ping into my my green room at the bottom, and we'll get them onto the show. But at the moment, they just don't seem to be here, which is a huge shame because it's two guests. The title sponsor of the Castle Combe Saloon Car Championship, John Wills, is going to talk about that championship because, of course, he sponsored it because of his long-term love affair with it, and it is so important that we're celebrating 30 years of such a wonderful championship, to say the least. And we've also should have Kenny that should be joining me because we've got a wonderful addition to the Autumn Action Day on Saturday the 7th of September with Autograss doing displays on the infield section opposite the pit lane. Autograss cars are amazing. If you've even been to the Autosport International at the NEC and you go to the live arena where they put on the shows, when it involves those Autograss and they just literally, the power in them and they wheelie, they're just ridiculous. They are amazing cars. So it would be great to see them demonstrating as well. But either way, I'm going to push on. I'm going to preview everything. I'm going to start with Monday's race day. So it is Combe Countdown, which is actually the penultimate round for our local championships. We've still got 3 race meets to go. So we've got Combe Countdown. We've then got the Autumn Classic, which is obviously all the historic cars, so our championships won't appear in that, obviously. And then we've got Finals Day yet to come. So it is the penultimate rounds for our local championships, all 4 of them. Might see some champions crowned on Monday. I think there's a couple that could be possible, which is double-edged sword because I want it to carry on. But I think there's a pretty reasonable chance that most of them, if not all of them, will carry on to Finals Day weekend because of the fact that it's 2 races for them there. It's a lot harder for it to get tied up now. In terms of the action for the weekend, the timetable is already up there, and it does include at 8:30 we've got a paid practice for closed wheel cars, so that's just a 15-minute practice for that. We've then got qualifying for the Motul Formula Fords, Nankang Tyres Hot Hatch Championship, Adrian Flux Insurance MG Owners Club Championship, that are one of the visitors this for this one. Always put on a great show and a great grid of MG cars from different eras. They'll be out for their qualifying. Avon Tuning GT Championship, South Cerney Engineering Saloon Car Championship qualifying, and in the final qualifying session will be the CMMC Intermark Silhouettes. They're always wicked round Castle Combe Circuit. The way that they just, I almost sort of feel like they've got a pole down through the middle and they literally pivot around that. Their handling on the circuit is just amazing. That then means, therefore, we've got 3 races before lunch. So our first race kicks off at 11:35, and that is the Motul Formula Ford Championship, followed by the Nankang Tyres Hot Hatch Championship and the first race for the Adrian Flux Insurance MG Owners Club Championship. So all 3 of those from 11:35 onwards. We then get the hour lunch break. Touch wood, we'll get the full hour, and the lunch breaks should start around 12:55, and the grid walk, as you'd expect, it needs to be, doesn't it, when it's the 30th year celebration for the saloons. It is the Castle Combe Racing Club Saloon Car Championship, or South Cerney Engineering Saloon Car Championship to be precise, that will be on the grid, and then we'll let everybody onto the grid for a grid walk, and myself and Josh Barrett will wander with microphones and catch up with a few personalities that will be on there, which will be absolutely brilliant to see. That, of course, therefore means that the first race after lunch will be straight into the first of 2 races for the Saloon Car Championships, GTs, Intermarks, then it's Hot Hatch Formula Ford, Saloons, GTs, MG Owners Club, and the Intermark Silhouettes round out. It's going to be pushing it tight because that's scheduled to finish around 6:15. So we've got an absolutely ram-jammed package. I have had a sneaky preview of the program basically through that. I only got it about sort of 10 minutes before the show, so I haven't been able to look at it in any huge detail. Formula Fords, it's great to see we got Pat Blakeney out again as well, which you may remember is that he basically ran Thruxton circuit till he retired, but we often see him out in the Formula Fords, and he's absolutely brilliant in that, so it'll be great to see that one. In terms of the championship standings for the Formula Ford Championship so far, Luke Cooper's leading the way. Can he make it 3? He's been desperately trying to, and he's at the top on 134 points from the overall. Second, and I love this is brilliant, and I'm sure he'll be getting really excited about this, is the Class B car of Nathan Ward. He's on 105, so he's going to keep powering away. He's leading Class B, obviously, as you'd expect with him up there, but he's up there in 3rd. But nipping at his heels is Rory Smith, who's currently sat 2nd in Class A. Nathan Ward is, as I say, leading Class B, but Richard Higgins, who's having a great season, apart from he's had a bit bad luck with the DNF in round 4, but he's on 51 compared to 69 for Luke Cooper. Class C, love this story as well, being led by Wayne Poole at the moment. The legend Wayne Poole Racing, been running cars, and he's having one last hurrah, so he says anyway, one last hurrah of actually driving, and it shows that he's still got it. Absolutely brilliant. He's on 69 compared to the 51 of Dane Catanzaro. So that is the championship standings for the Formula Fords. And all those key people are out. Oh, no, Richard Higgins at the moment. I hope that's not a problem with the car. And Ben Hayward's just said that I've frozen. I hope I haven't, because it looks like I should be okay at my end. Apologies if I have. An evening, or says Emma Strawford. So evening to you, Em. Hope you've got some of that. You went to Italy, didn't you? Have you got some Italian red wine on the go? I know it's normally French, Em, but have you got Italian red wine on the go? Stuart Tinker Taylor, there you go, the Fuffa lover. So we've just been talking about that. Hello, Chris. Hopefully catch up with you Monday. Hope so, mate. From a camp softcore Fuffa lover, Dilly Dilly. Again, if you say so, mate, I best add. So the keeping an eye to see whether I hear from my guest that's supposed to be coming on. Next up, I said, was the hot hatch, the Nankang hot hatch. That's looking like a good entry list as we sort of come to expect for that one as well. I'm just trying to quickly see if there's any additional names that we haven't seen for a little while. Looks like the usual suspects. Leading that championship overall, just double check, is on 55 points from Class E, is Ben Hayward. So Ben Hayward is leading the overall championship fight at the moment with his points accumulated in Class E. Well done, Ben. Tim says you've been glitching but okay at the moment. That's really weird. I don't know why I am glitching. I don't think there's an awful lot I can do to change that, annoyingly. I don't think I can. Sorry, guys. I hope it's okay. We'll persevere. Jason Stack, Class A leader, on 52 points. That's only 3 points behind Ben. In fact, I've just noticed that it stopped on the Castle Combe Facebook page, so we seem to be having some technical issues there. Apologies, guys. In third place, Julian Ellison in Class C. So that is the top three in the Nankang Tyres Hot Hatch Championship. Next up is the... I've just seen one of my guesses here. Hi, Ken. I can see that you're here. I'll come to you in a minute so he can relax and get settled in the background. The Adrian Flux Insurance MG Owners Club, that's a very healthy grid, as we kind of come to expect for that, whether it's the slightly more classic MGB Roadsters and the like. We've got ZRs, we've got midgets, we've got we've got a Maestro out as well, which is great to see. That championship is currently being led, let me just make sure, 98 points overall. Actually, it's joined by David Amphlett and Jim Bainham. So Jim Bainham, who often joins me in the commentary box, out racing again. They're both on 98. Then on 78 points is Jake McDermott in one of the Zeds, with Steve McDermott only 2 points behind. So that's getting feisty at the moment as well. South Cerney Engineering Saloon Car Championship. Who's leading the way that way at the moment? 60 points for Mike Good. So Boy Band's leading the way at the moment. He's got his Corsa all sorted. He's won it once before, remember. Good. Caroline Sutton says I'm good on YouTube, and it's on the Castle Combe Racing Club Facebook page. So apologies for the one broadcast there, but we're persevering. Who's second in the championship? So that was on 60 points for Mike Good, 59 points for Mark Wyatt. Great to see that familiar Astra up there still. And then on 50 points, another boy band member, Kieran Simmons, on 50, 48 for Bill the Badger Brockbank. I missed out 53, sorry, for Wayne Rushworth. So Wayne Rushworth actually is on 53, so he's ahead of Kieran Simmons. So what does that put him in third in the championship standing? So again, we've literally got 2 rounds on Monday and a further 2 rounds on the finals day. And the Avon Tuning GT Championship, that's currently being led on 30 points by Dylan Popovich. Remember, he was so close to getting it last year. He's determined to get it, I'm sure, this time. So he's on 30. In second place on 24 is Josh Smith, which is impressive in his Class D Caterham. He's not been at every round, but he's done well. So 24, 22 is James Kembry in Class E. 21, Alan Hamilton in that old Tigra that we used to have racing at the hands of Ollie Bull. So that is, and they're all good grids out for that one as well, in both of the saloons and the GTs as well. Josh Smith is out, so that's good. Keith Butcher's got Sasha Kakad back out with him again. So that's your mix of that one. The Intermarks, they're struggling a little bit for numbers, but I think, what have we got? Two, four, six, eight, nine of them at the moment, and hopefully we'll have a few late additions because this, of course, had to be done early, but it's not until Bank Holiday Monday. So fingers crossed we'll see a few more. But genuinely, the Intermarks will always have some amazing entertainment. So as I say, it is the 30 years of celebrating the saloons. We'll be doing plenty for that one. I'll be up in the main box. Ian Salmon's in the old paddock commentary box, and Josh Barrett doing the various interviews. I'm just quickly going to re-add this to see if I can get it working on the Castle Combe Facebook page. God, I love technology, it's amazing. So that is Bank Holiday Monday, all underway at 8:30 for the practice session. 8:55 is the first qualifying, first race at 11:35, all the way through to 6:15 with a 6:30 curfew. So fingers crossed the team do as an amazing job as they always do. Right, so that is Bank Holiday Monday's action. Fast forward a little bit, and on the Saturday the 7th of September, we have the Autumn Action Day. And I have to say, this thing is looking absolutely jam-packed with action. I've been looking through on the Castle Combe website at what we've got to look forward to this one. We go back up to the top. First things first, we know we get the drift demonstrations and they're hugely popular. And because this event is proudly sponsored by Samco Sport, we have got Ian Bizz Phillips, one of the top drift drivers. He's a pro drift championship driver, absolutely incredible. And I knew it already, but I tell you what, after having him 3 days in the arena, covering me entire detritus, whilst I was on the microphone for the Bridgestone Arena at the British Motor Show, the guy is incredible. The car is incredible. That Nissan 350Z with the see-through driver and passenger doors. Phenomenal performance. He's incredibly competitive because we were playing them off against each other, and him and Paz were the two top ones. Josh King, we know, is always one of the top ones, but Bizz, absolutely amazing. He's going to be there, part of these drift demonstrations. I forget what it is. I think we're up to 3 times they go out for half an hour each time, so plenty of action. And of course, don't forget that we've got the drift event coming up as well. I've lost track when that is. I don't think I've missed it. I've lost track. I can't go from memory. What else have we got there? Don't forget, you got the Paddock Club Hospitality. Adam C's back again if you're into your watching the YouTube. He's one of the big YouTubers. Thanks, Ben. He's just confirmed I'm back again. Thank you, mate. If you missed anything on the Castle Combe Circuit Facebook page, check out the Racing Club Facebook page and YouTube, and you'll be able to catch up with the bits you missed. Probably the best bits, you know. Adam C, he's there with a stand for European and Japanese cars. So go and have a look he'll be there, and I'm sure he'll be entertaining everyone as well as he always does. Many display cars that will be static and on the track, and if you are going and you've got your car on display, remember you can still purchase track time, get your car out there, and I know everybody loves watching that. All the usual stuff in terms of charity passenger laps with Auto Work services, the Swindon-based BMW tuning experts. They'll be there with their 2 BMWs, raising money for St Peter's Hospice in Bristol. Only available to book on the day. There is no pre-booking, so you go to the pit lane. They'll be set up there. I think they've normally got a gazebo set up, and you can buy the passenger laps, and all the money is going straight to St Peter's Hospice. So thank you to those guys for running it, and get yourself out there. We've got the show and shine competition, including also the best wrapped as well. So Bristol Detailing Supplies sponsoring the show and shine, Shades Wrap sponsoring the finest vinyl wrapped car at the show. Trade Villages there. The circuit shop, don't forget there's plenty of stuff in the circuit shop, including there'll be autumn action gear in there, I'm sure. But it brings me to a new addition to this day that I I am gutted. I'm pretty sure I'm commentating somewhere else, so I'm going to miss it. And I would love to see this because these cars are insane. I already said it earlier. If you've been to Autosport International, these cars are part of that demonstration. The power is ridiculous. I mean, they wheelie down the show. They steal the show for me in that thing, which I know would upset some of the stunt drivers, but tough. It's what I think. And I've just seen Ken smile at that one. You know it, mate. It's true. But these cars are going to be on static display. But the best part is they're going to be out twice during the day as demonstrations on the infield, the grass section on the infield opposite the pit lane. So let's do it where we bring out someone who knows what the hell they're talking about on this side a lot more than me. I'm delighted to introduce Kenny. Evening, Kenny. You all right, mate?
Hi mate, how we doing?
Yeah, very good. You had me worried then.
Yeah, there was a bit of traffic in Birmingham I had to get through and get back, but we made it, so it's all
you,
good.
you did, and you threw me there because you've got Ken, and I've just got you down as Kenny Smith. So,
Uh,
what should I call you?
you can call me Kenny. It's like Ken's just the socials name.
Got you. I've got you. Now, first things first, before we go into the detail of the autographs, what's your involvement in all of this and your knowledge of all of this?
So I've grown up autograss racing, and obviously I have a great bias. I love the sport. I've spent the last probably 2 or 3 years trying to push quite hard to get the sport out there and get myself out there in my car because they call it motorsport's best kept secret, but I'm pretty sure everyone can see that's changing quite rapidly. So
Yeah, and because I mean it's been around for a long time, hasn't it? And I'd say it's changed a lot though. Is that I remember when I was growing up, I used to go and watch at Castle Combe as a 5 year old and thereafter. And I had a lot of friends, and the most popular thing to be racing, and I'll be interested to know if it still is, was minis on the grass track racing. And it was a great way to get involved in some kind of motorsport in those early days, including getting your hands dirty on the car as well.
yeah, so that's exactly how I started. We had a cheap Mini that I helped my dad sort out in the garage, stuck me in it and raced it when I was 12 years old, and just progressed from there. Unfortunately, the actual classic Mini itself, they're getting quite hard to get hold of nowadays.
Yeah.
But as you'll see at the Autumn Action Day, the we've kind of taken the shell and the look of the Mini, and they've just done some severe madness with it, basically.
Injected steroids, basically.
Well, if I just look at the list I've got so far, there's one with a Chevy V8, one with two Hayabusas, one with two Gixxer thousands, and I'm hoping to get all the Honda Turbo in, but I'm still waiting to hear back on that one. So that's just the
Wow.
7, 8 that I have at the moment.
I mean, unbelievable. And they are. You guys would be performing at Autosport and things like that as well, wouldn't you? And they literally, the front wheels are almost like a token extra.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been trying to perfect over the last 2 years. Because obviously they're built for dirt, but you put them on tarmac and they are just another level of insanity. When they're it's hard to drive. Don't get me wrong. I'm still learning myself how to make it do what it does. But when it works, it people don't even know what they're watching. Really, it's new to everybody.
Yeah. Which, as well, I mean, thinking about it, I mean, Tim Perry, one of our Orange Army, he's just said, "Holy moly, really, wow, madness!" I mean, it really is. They're incredible. We shouldn't talk engines because Nathan Sutton, one of our saloon car drivers, says, "Evening, just trying to rebuild the engine for Monday." I saw that, mate. That the head gasket obviously went after being at the British Motor Show. Bless you, but thank goodness that you're going to get that sorted. But it, the fact is that the spectators at your race events are pretty darn close to the action here as well, aren't they?
Yes, so I'm of the impression. Obviously, I'm quite biased, but I believe autograss itself is probably the best spectator sport on the planet because it is race after race after race. There's no breathing room in between the races,
Yeah,
and every race is worth watching. And when you're at a meeting, you are what maybe 50 feet from the racing at any point.
yeah.
I mean, you're
It's
literally getting showered in dirt as you're watching. So I was like in a test from watching the Nationals as they
you
come
really
past.
are.
You are literally, yeah. There's a piece of ERAS fence, a few safety ropes, like just to keep the right space in the way, and that is it. You can literally feel the engines through the floor as they come past.
And for those who don't necessarily know, and just to make sure I'm still correct, is that the race events, it's an oval, isn't it?
Yeah, so we race dirt ovals um, from a standing start, 8 cars next to each other off of a bungee, and it's get ready, go, and then all 8 of you in a straight line racing for that first quarter. And I'll tell you
Which
from experience, there isn't a buzz quite like it.
oh jeepers, I can imagine because yeah, I'm picturing that. I mean, for me, it's almost it's kind of it's speedway on four wheels, isn't it?
Yes, that someone asked a question on a Facebook post the other day. How do you explain autographs to people who have never seen it? And the most popular answer was speedway with 4 wheels, with
And
essentially
more
4 wheel
racing.
motocross bikes. Yeah,
Yeah, because you just said 8 going, where as opposed to Speedway's 4, so it's double the
yeah.
amount of vehicles.
Well, I had Max a little bit worried earlier when I was talking to him about numbers, and I said basically I'm trying to get up to 56 cars there, and he was kind of a bit, oh, how are you going to run 56 cars in a half-hour session? And it's well, we do a full race in about 90 seconds, and it's 8 cars at a time, and as long as they all behave themselves, it should be race after race after race all the way through to the end.
I was trying to decipher how much confidence you had in your voice then when you said that. As long as they
Oh,
behave
I'm more than
themselves.
confident. I'm actually going to try to get through everybody twice because I've got that much confidence in everyone's driving ability, especially the people I'm looking at right now that are coming.
And it's fair to say, genuinely, is that A, it's going to be one of the highlights of the day, but B, there's a very real chance it's going to open people's eyes that have maybe never seen it to go and find somewhere to watch this, let alone compete in it.
Yeah, so this is what I've been trying to do the last few years. Is I've I'm obviously pushing myself. I like to push the boundaries of the car and do different stuff with the car. So I'm trying to raise my online profile literally just so I can get into more stuff and do more mad things with it. But everywhere that I go, I try and explain to people like, yes, my car is nuts, and yes, I drive the wheels off of it. But at any given time, at any meeting I go to, there will be between 30 and 100 cars in my class that can all beat me on the day. And
Wow.
there's 10 classes built exactly the same structure.
I adore that so much. I mean, before I continue getting overexcited about your particular cars, if I go back to where I said that my intro to it started, is there still entry level slash I'm going to even use the word affordable grass track racing available these days?
Well, from having spoken to people from sort of the drift world and other motorsport communities, grass is very cheap to compete
Really?
in and to take part in. I mean, if you wanted to just go racing, your wife, and your son could all race the same car that costs less than £1,000 on a set of second-hand tires that cost you nothing, and I mean, your entry through the gate is up to 40 quid for a day's racing.
Wow.
Maybe 20 some odd quid's worth of fuel. Like I said, if that's what you want to do, you're maybe not going to be at the sharp end winning races every weekend, but just to get it onto a start line and in a race, yeah, you can do it on a minuscule budget.
That just is incredible. What I mean, so what sort of cars? Using your example there that you were saying, what sort of car would I go and get?
So if you were looking to spend less than £1,000 on a car, you would probably end up with something like a Class One, probably a Micra or an older Mini. The Minis are still about. They're struggling to compete with the new Japanese cars that are allowed in now.
Of course.
So it would
Okay.
be probably a Mini or a Micra. And like you said, the 3 of you can race it: men's, ladies, juniors, and you could again. It's less than 100 quid to go racing for the weekend if that's how you wanted to do it.
Okay, take us then up from that. So I then decide, okay, I've cut my teeth on a micra. Before we go all the way up to your incredible adrenaline junkie stuff,
Yeah.
what's some of the examples in between that car wise that I could be racing?
But again, the Autograss World runs classes 1 to 10, and they
Okay.
basically step up a notch through each class. I mean, obviously, Class 1 is your standard micro. You're very restricted on what modifications you can do. It's a car with a roll cage in. and some dirt tyres on, and that's pretty much where it ends. You can then funnel money into that and spend upwards of 2,000-3,000 to be at the top sharp end of that class. You can move on through the front wheel drive classes up in. I mean, class 6 is the top one. They're fully blown turboed Hondas, unlimited front wheel drives,
Right.
and then you can progress through up to like classes 5 and 7. They are limited modification, unlimited modifications. You're sort of in the 4 or 5 grand range to get started. If you've got 100 grand to spend, you probably could if you tried hard enough. It really is the variety, as you'll see at Castle Combe with the cars that I'm bringing along. The variety is through the roof,
Wow.
and like the scope of what we're doing with them is probably unseen in any sort of motorsport. Like for how many different cars, and they all compete at the same level.
Yes, and it's split into the classes. It sounds to me, Kenny, that it's a really cool one, not just for the driving, but the engineering, creativity, and freedoms in there as well. And I say that because I love watching it on all racing, because that becomes an additional plot, is that people love to get creative engineering wise, don't they?
Yeah, so cars like my class, the open wheel class 8, and a lot of the other more high powered stuff, they're just constantly progressing. They're always getting faster, getting more powerful, getting lighter, getting more reliable. The class system 1 to 10 has been in place since before I was born, and it has constantly been progressing since it was introduced, and it's still progressing now. They're constantly finding ways to make them more agile, lighter, more powerful, different engines, different combinations, different sort of engine types, if you like. I mean, the
Yeah.
Hayabusa engine itself was a big step forward for everybody in grassing because it just does everything you could ever wish for it to do.
Yeah. But let me turn that on its head then. What if you're not mechanically minded, or wanting to express yourself engineering wise? Could you still get into grass track racing or autograss?
Yeah, so there are people. I think a couple of them won the national championships this year. I know one definitely did. He pretty much built the entire car himself. He'll be at the show. He's got his own YouTube channel. TikTok channel that he posts everything on. He literally built the car himself in a shed using YouTube and Google to figure stuff out as he went.
Wow.
And he has won the top title 2 or 3 weeks ago in his class.
Wow.
So it is still doable, but obviously the flip side of that, you could also come in, you can say to somebody, here's my checkbook, and they will build you whatever car you want and maintain it throughout the year for you to keep you racing.
Got you.
But
So you
that's
can
what I'm
go
saying
the
about
yeah.
autographs is the two sides of that coin can both compete.
Yes, that's
You
important,
pull up
isn't
on,
it?
you can spend £250,000, pull up on the start line, look across at a £2,000 car, and you are genuinely worried that it's going to beat you.
Yeah, that would
It's
hurt, wouldn't it?
never a given in our sport. It's not even that it hurts; it happens, and it happens quite regularly.
Yeah,
Like I said, there's
absolutely.
definitely still the balance of the good driver, the good engineer, the good setup versus obviously some people do just spend the money, but you've also got to have the ability to drive the car once you've spent the money as well. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so, whilst there can be checkbook racing, it isn't necessarily checkbook racing to win.
it's just about which route you want to take or which route you can take. Like I said, some people love the racing, but they work so hard they've got no time to sort a car out.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
again, that's where the grassing community comes into it because there are car builders, there are car sort of maintenance companies that are starting up. There are parts suppliers. There's all sorts of avenues, and they all sort of bounce off each other. When you come to like engine builders, chassis builders, powder coaters, vinyl wrappers, it's all everybody's there to get the car to what level you need it to be,
I love it.
and
What
to
what
suit whatever
race?
you've got in your pocket as well.
Yeah, wow, yeah, exactly. What race license do you need to be able to go and do this?
So you find your nearest local club. You go to a club meet and you fill out a form with your name and a few other details on. I think the charge is usually somewhere around the 60, 70, £80 mark for the year, and that's your license. And then anyone from 12 to, I mean, whatever age, as long as
Yeah,
you've got a
yeah.
doctor's degree to say you're fit enough. I know there's people well into their 70s still racing.
I do. I love that. That sounds so cool. And obviously, race overalls, helmet, hands devices.
Not compulsory. Your overalls they don't have to be in date. Neither do your belts because of the level that we race at the moment. So
Okay.
a lot of stuff sort of filters down from the say the higher end where like sort of MSUK stuff where it has to be in regulation, it has to be up to date. Obviously, it's still perfectly usable and perfectly safe to use, but it's out of date, so they can't use it. So it funnels down to us, and if that's the way you want to go, you can pick up some cheap stuff to get your car up together.
Yeah. No, I get you. Um, how do we find out where the nearest grass track event is for us to like either go and watch? I mean, we're talking participating, but about going and watching. How do we find that out?
So you would Google autograss fixtures. The
Okay.
the actual National Autograss website
He says
is
quietly checking.
pretty good, and I just thought as I'm doing it, I can type in and see what it says. Autograss fixtures, click fixtures. It comes up with live updates and etc. of whatever is on. So you click whatever month you're in and looking to go, and
Yeah.
it will come up showing you which meetings are on that weekend.
Because there'll be
And
places that you probably didn't realise that they have them, won't they?
they're all over the country. So from Somerset being the lowest, all the way up to central Scotland.
Yeah.
Two or three tracks in Wales, a lot in the Midlands or sort of mid Wales sort of areas. I mean, I'm trying to find. I know there is a map which I will have to sort out for the day. Thanks for reminding me of that,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. Yeah, make
But
sure we know it.
I have seen it. There is a map with little red dots on it to show you exactly where every track in the country is.
Yeah, because that would be cool. I mean, if people are going to see this, they're going to be desperate to get involved and go and
Yeah, and
catch
like I said,
something.
it's quite a busy sport, so you do kind of need to dip your toes in and just sort of get an idea of how it all works. And you've got the smaller meetings and the bigger meetings, and when they're run and what track they're likely to be run at. But once you're in the swing of it, it's all fairly self-explanatory.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, I'm
obviously the like the Facebook groups and stuff like that help. Everyone's willing to help and willing to answer your questions.
no,
Oh, there you are. Look,
absolutely.
map of clubs. So yeah,
You found one, have you?
yeah, it was 3 clicks away. So you could Google Autograss map of clubs, and it would be straight there.
Okay, I'll have a
So,
look at that then. Um, yeah, because I mean, I've just seen Evesham. I'm in Swindon, and I've just seen the entry list, and I think the Evesham one's probably the closest to me in Swindon by the
yeah,
looks
so
of it. And
Evesham is Stratford, and there's also um, Bradford in Worcester. It's probably closest to us.
okay.
And the Stroud Autograss Club is currently getting a track. I don't know how you describe it. It's sort of almost Tetbury.
Oh, okay. That'll be closer
So
to me then.
just sort of outskirts of Tetbury. If you're in Swindon, it would be probably 15, 20 minutes for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe it's a half an hour, but yeah. But
Would you
we're
say
in the
that?
process of sorting that track out.
That's what I was going to say. So that doesn't exist just yet, but that's coming.
No, but so that at the moment is a field full of corn, and by sort of midsummer next year, that will be a full blown racetrack
Okay,
venue
cool.
ready for one of the biggest meetings of the year.
Oh, I'll have to keep my eyes open for that then. Although sod's law is that I'll miss it because I'm here, there, everywhere,
Yeah,
commentating
always the way,
all
mate,
around
and
the
it always the
country.
way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's kind of given it the context for everyone to hear. Now let's go back to the incredible cars that we're going to see at the Autumn Action Day. And it does sound like you're really trying to go in particular for the phenomenal cars that are just going to blow people's minds away. What sort of acceleration and speeds are we talking about for these cars?
So on a grippy track the size that Castle Combe are allowing me to put in, I mean, on tarmac, I'm pretty sure most of these cars will do 0 to 60 in less than 2 seconds.
Jesus.
And I will quite confidently say easily less than 3 seconds on tarmac, probably close to 3 seconds on dirt, 3 or 4 at a push, and that is probably 80% of the cars I've got coming. But again, some of the sort of the lower CC, lower power classes, they still put on great racing.
Yeah, yeah, for
It's like
sure.
because the classes are so close and so sort of similar, those 8 cars will cross the line within half a second of each other. So
Yeah.
the race is worth watching, even though it's not a full blown rear wheel drive 600 horsepower machine. It's still worth watching, and they are coming. I've got a front wheel drive class booked in, and you'll see the differences in sort of class 1, 2, 4, 6. They'll all be out on track at the same time to show the
Oh wow. I like that. That's going to be epic. I mean, I'm intrigued though. How do you? I mean, I guess it's going to be an obvious answer in reality, but where I've seen that, the front just, and maybe it's only on tarmac that it does it then, but it looks like it is running on the back wheel. But at some point, you've got to steer.
No, so 1, 2, 3, 4 of the classes I've got booked in, and some of the lady drivers that I have booked in, they will wheelie while we're racing, quite confidently. As long as obviously we have a dry track to race on, they will wheelie out the gate, and they will wheelie when they put the power down coming out the corners. They'll literally be overtaking each other sideways on the back wheels.
Wow.
And you can tell from my voice that is normal to me. That happens every weekend that I go racing.
But how are you controlling it when it's doing that?
So you kind of touch the brakes if you need to, but most of the driving is done with sort of your right foot. The
Yes.
initiation is done with the steering wheel. The majority of the corner is your right foot, keeping the back end where you want it to be. And obviously, you feel the front lift, you feel the front come down, you feel the back go loose and grip, and it's a very raw experience. I'll give you that for a fact.
Yeah, I bet. Um, so I mean, I've been looking. I'm certainly looking at some of the photos of some of the cars that are going to be here, and it's like this. I've lost it now. They're like buggies, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we call them specials, open wheelers.
Yes.
So it's just tubular frame, sort of maybe call it a monocoque. If you were a circuit racer, that'd be the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
A set of arms, a set of shockers, and an engine strapped to the back, and that's pretty much the recipe for most of these cars.
They look. I mean, I'm just looking at the photo, and I just think they're so cool looking in general. And I mean, there's just going to be no weight to them. I think the driver's going to be the biggest weight, isn't it?
Yeah, when I get into my car, I become the heaviest part of the car, like the heaviest
Yeah.
single part. The car itself is about 390 kilos before I get into it, and
Unbelievable.
a good over 70% of that is behind me.
And presumably, if you're not the lead car, it becomes difficult to see in general because of the dirt.
Well, again, that's another area of autograss that is unexplored. Is the sort of the track prep and the track maintenance side of things. We have rollers, JCBs, water bowsers. We have
Yes.
all of the kit to try and keep the track in the best condition possible. Sometimes it just doesn't work, and you are racing on a rough surface. We are in a field, and sometimes it will go marble smooth. A lot of the time, we lay so much rubber onto the dirt, it goes almost like tarmac. We call that polished.
Really?
And that becomes a very different style of driving then, because you're trying to control 600 horsepower on what is essentially an ice rink, and it's still trying to, but yeah, it'll still try and wheelie.
Oh, incredible! I mean, I think I applaud you, Kenny, for really trying to raise the profile, because I think it is an easily forgotten and a misunderstood. I don't know whether misunderstood. I think
Again,
forgotten is the
it's always
easiest
been
word.
called, yeah, always been called motorsport's best kept secret,
Yeah,
because you speak to 1,000 people and 2 of them have heard of it, and they know full well that the other 900 or so should go to a meeting and should watch it in person.
yep.
And like I said, anyone at Castle Combe that's never seen it before, when the first set of heats come through that first corner, they're going to know exactly what I'm talking about straight away.
Yeah. And so at the show, it sounds to me you aren't just literally doing demo runs. You're going to be putting on a sort of almost a mock race meet in effect.
Yeah, so I'm trying to showcase as much of an autograph meeting itself as I can in our given time slots. But
Wow.
we are running. I don't think it's ever been brought to to an audience before, if you know what I mean. Rather than trying to, because I've told people all year when they're talking to me about my car at certain shows or wherever it is I am showing off, and I say go to an autograph meeting and watch it, and you know they're probably not going to end up doing it because they're not they haven't been they haven't seen it one time to want to go and see it again.
No.
So like I said, fair play to Coombe, they've given me the opportunity and I've took it to actually bring genuine racing to the masses, to a big audience.
I think they're going to love it because the noise is going to be special still as well. The speed, the acceleration, the way that they perform, as I say, and I'm sure it gets annoying that I'm focusing on so much that, but it is a big element of it. The way that they do that is quite incredible. The closeness of the
Yeah,
racing, and yet the affordability that can be there, or accessibility, I think, is probably the better one to say. That it's great to put it in there, and we're going to get to. I think it's two 30-minute sessions, isn't it? You've got.
yeah, we've been told definitely the two 30-minute sessions, and obviously if the day runs smoothly and they've got time at the end, maybe a third session, but it all depends on sort of how the day runs and what sort of time we get, and obviously how well we behave ourselves and perform on the track.
Well, let me put it to you this way, Kenny, is that the drifting demos used to be one or two 15-minute sessions, and it's now at least three 30-minute sessions because they behaved, it's controlled, and it thrills the
Yeah.
crowd. So I almost have a feeling, not unofficially, because obviously I'm from outside of it, but I kind of almost envisage if it's a crowd pleaser and you and they do behave, hopefully it's something that we'll see you back again at the various action days, if not this year, then next year.
Yeah, definitely. That's the aim. Is this is obviously basically a test run to see how it takes and how it all works. Because obviously neither of us know exactly how well it's going to work. Obviously, in my head, it's going to be incredible. But putting
Yeah.
that into action in the middle of a field on a busy race day is another thing entirely. So, especially when I'm racing myself, so I'll be trying to sort of command people from being strapped inside my car because there's no way I'm missing the opportunity to go around the track that I'm laying out.
Yeah. And what will that track? Is it going to be an oval in that infield
So
section?
yeah, it's going to be an oval. I'm basing it on an older track from sort of back in the past of Autograss. We lost it. It used to be up at Javelin Park, where the incinerator is near sort of Stroud Gloucester on the motorway.
Okay, yeah.
And it was always a very, very good venue and always good fun, and everybody's always wanted to go back there. So I thought I was sort of trying to lay out the track based on what I had available, and we're taking measurements. I thought this looks really, really familiar. So I went and measured. It suddenly clicked, and I went and measured it on Google Earth, and I was like, "Oh, I'm pretty much copying that." So that's what I've gone for.
I
And
remember you could see that from the motorway, couldn't you? Just before the
yes,
junction, if you're
yeah,
going up northbound.
you would
On the
literally
right-hand
drive past,
side.
and you'd see the racing as you drove past.
Has that stopped there then? Did you say?
Yeah, no, we lost the. I'm not sure exactly what the ins and outs of it were, but it was sort of council related and various other things.
Yeah, they got massive warehouses and stuff just by there now, haven't they?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's on there at the moment. It was as they were building the incinerator in there. I think from what I could gather, I was quite young then. It was all quite political, so I
You
was.
surprised
I
me, Kenny.
stayed as far away from that as I possibly could.
Yeah, yeah, and we'll do that again now. Quick sidestep.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
Just shove that off screen.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That even, do I recall correctly that hosted like nationals and stuff there as well?
Oh yeah, we had some very big meetings on there. We had one of the biggest ever British series rounds before the sport sort of split into two different UK and a Bath series, and I
Yeah, I
think
thought
one of the
so.
biggest ever nationals there, just because of the space we had available.
Yes, okay, that makes sense. Cool. So that's going to be the infield. And I do recall this, right, don't I? That there's, although I say oval, there's like a straight bit before you join the oval where you start back here straight to get onto that oval and then you're round that way. Is that how it works?
Yeah, so yeah, you start on the start line. Obviously, like I said, 8 abreast across, lined up next to each other, and that is set back just from what would be the second corner, and you race down the first straight into the first corner.
Yes. Yeah.
And
I
again, the
thought.
faster cars here will be covering probably 5 or 6 laps in less than 90 seconds.
Jeez, that's just incredible. I'm pleased that I remember it correctly as well. I was desperate to get involved in it, and I had several of my mates that were working on the minis and racing them on these weekends, and I was like, I really wanted to, but it never became possible,
Yeah,
sadly. And I would probably say I'm still more gutted about that than anything else that I didn't get to do in motor racing, because it's one of those. I get the impression it's a really friendly, fun paddock as well.
yeah. So a lot of people that do end up trying something different to autographs, they go and do some sort of, whether it's circuits or stocks or something like that. A large majority of them come back and say they just miss the community,
Yeah.
the friends and family side of it. Once the racing
Yeah.
finishes, and that's the bit that people love about the sport rather than liking it. They love
Yeah.
being there with their friends and family.
I can imagine, mate. I genuinely think the crowd are going to absolutely adore this session. I wish you all the best of luck with making it come together as you want to on the day, and of course enjoy it out there. Just uh, make sure if you're at the action day, everybody, get yourself trackside, and you do need to be down the bottom end. So I know a lot of
Yeah,
people
so
will
on the
go and
last
sit up.
corner.
Yeah, exactly. And first corner, last and first, and along that start finish straight. Get yourself there, enjoy it. Because if you're up, I mean, saying that at Quarry, you probably will just about see it a little bit, but it's worth catching it properly because it is going to be mind blowing to say the least, and I think it's going to get you into it. Kenny, is there anything else that anybody should know from your side, or have we managed to cover it? Do you think?
Only that I'm kind of using this as an opportunity to try and put. There's a lot of social media content creators in the autographs world that are trying to. Obviously, when your sport is the motorsport's best kept secret, it's quite hard to get your profile
Yeah.
growing. So it kind of work against each other. But when you're in the display area, there'll be a lot of focus on certain people's social media platforms and stuff like that. So follows, shares, likes, they go a long way for people as small as basically me and all the others that are trying to do it.
Uh, and what is that handle?
They will all be on show. There's a list, probably 6 or 7 of us there, who are all trying to do a similar thing and just promote ourselves in the sport.
All right, you're here, so what's yours?
Mine is at Ken S41D, which is my race number.
At Ken, space or no
Yeah,
space?
no spaces. S41D.
S41D. Ken S41D. And where's that? Instagram?
So that's Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I do have YouTube, but don't really use it at the moment. I'm hoping to going forward, but TikTok is the one where most of it ends up.
Okay, hang on. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this very quickly. So let's put this up. So it's at Ken S
Yep.
41D, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just, as if by magic. There you go, mate. How
There you
cool is
are. Perfect. Yeah,
that?
exactly. And that's
So,
that's what it's all about. Obviously, bringing racing to the people and bringing the people into the racing and trying to grow the community, trying to grow the online presence of everything.
yeah, exactly. So go Instagram, TikTok. What did you say as well? Facebook as
And
well.
Facebook as well. Yeah.
Yeah, go and do that. Check it out. Get up close. I need to probably, you and I need to make sure we keep each other's details because I'm hoping that I should be one of the presenters at British Motor Show next year, and I do the Bridgestone Motorsport Arena and things like that as well as there have been some others, and we probably
Exactly.
need to speak. We need to speak, I think. So,
And that's exactly what it's all about for me. I've got basically no interest at all in being online famous. All I want is more opportunities, more doors to open to do stupid stuff in my car. That's pretty much where it ends for me. I just enjoy driving the thing so much and getting. I mean, I've been on motocross tracks, I've been on runways, I've been round Castle Combe in the wet. Actually, was a good one.
really,
It masses the motor in a few weeks ago. Yeah, I was
jeez.
blowing bubbles inside my goggles. But again, it's great fun. It's an experience. But
Absolutely, and
social
that's
media is the way to open those doors, and it works the same for everybody who's trying to do the same thing. So,
yeah, no, I agree. Well, listen, everybody, make sure you go and catch up with it. It sounds epic. Where am I? I'm like really wanting to see this, so I just need to see. Where am I? 6th of September. Damn it, I've
6th
been
of September, yeah.
Saturday the 6th of September. Oh yeah, I've got various commitments that weekend, but I don't know. I might maybe to make a little appearance there, but
Well, on that
get
note,
yourself there.
quickly, I am bringing along a few of the sort of media aspect of Autograss as well. Obviously, Toby wouldn't be there with the drone because he works a lot with Castle Combe. It's going to be the first time that grass has been captured by a full professional FPV drone pilot. We have three videographers and a couple of photographers all coming along, so there will be all the media you could ever wish for from the day. Should you not be able to
Yeah.
make it, there'll be plenty for you to catch up on online.
Good man, good man. Well, I sure at the very worst will keep my eye out for that one, and appreciate it. Kenny, thank you so much for joining us. I know you got.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No, it's been brilliant, mate. Genuinely loved it, and as I say, we need to speak offline as well about a few other bits and pieces. Absolutely amazing. I'm gutted that I shall be missing that, but I think, but hopefully I'll see it another time as well. But enjoy it. Make sure they all behave. Let's get you back again as well. But for everybody attending, get yourself there and watch this Autograss. It's going to be a wicked edition, isn't it? There's no question. So thank you, Kenny. I appreciate it, mate.
No problem. Thank you very much.
All the best, buddy.
And you, mate. Bye.
Sorry, everybody. That just went very, very wrong, and I think the studio software is having a huge problem. So no, Tim Perry asked the question, "What's happened? Is that the end of the show?" No, it wasn't supposed to be. Sorry about that, mate. Tim also said, "Thanks, Kenny. We'll see you at the action day." Apologies, guys. I don't know what it's been a nightmare for me tonight. The streaming software is having a bit of a problem, and I do apologise, everybody. Jamie Peters, Ennis, evening, Chris. Would have loved to see the Autograss cars. Sadly, I'm over at Spa for the Porsche 992 Endurance Cup. Catch you out, mate. Justin Holloway says, evening all. Good to hear from you, mate. It was so good to see you at the British Motor Show. You nailed it. Absolutely brilliant, buddy. And Baldrick Bryan says, evening, Gin Master. Evening to you too, mate. Thank you for that one. So, apologies, everyone. I don't know what happened to John Wills from South Cerny Engineering. I hope he's okay. That was just to sort of like add to the 30th celebration. His sponsorship, of course, it's the very, very important. Yeah, Tim Perry goes technology. Dave Luck says welcome back, Chris. I know, sorry guys. Hey, never work with kids, animals and me. That's what they say, genuinely. It's in any which order, but I do apologize. That's the joys of working live. We have these risks, but honestly, you're an absolute godsend, every single one of you. So don't forget, Monday, 25th of August, we've got the Bank Holiday Monday race day, which is the Combe Countdown. 30 years of Saloon Car Championship, the Grid Walk, lots of celebrations on that. The penultimate for our local championships, some really exciting racing wall to wall, visiting the Adrian Flux Insurance MG Owners Club and the CMMC Intermark Silhouettes that will be there as well. Saturday, 6th of September is the autumn action day, and with that Autograss there, I just cannot wait. It's going to be epic with those guys. They're going to put on such a show, and you've got Bizz doing is one of the drift demo cars that. Honestly, this weekend he's just blown my mind of the kind of things he's able to do. So make sure you get along to that as well. Ben Hayward says, "Cheers, see you all on Monday." Definitely see you there, mate. Championship leader. Let's see if you can keep it going, mate. Thank you so much for joining us. Apologies for the technical gremlins that made that a bit bitty, but I got through it. I got you the information, and I managed to have a bit of a laugh with you, so I appreciate your patience and understanding. You're my sanity, every single one of you, and I appreciate it. See you on Monday. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Cheers all.